Okay, hello and welcome everyone. This is me, Mr. Zaki. For those who don't know me, my name is Zaki, and I'm an English teacher, and I've been teaching English for 9 years. I've got a thesis certificate from Arizona State University, United States, and I'm looking forward to having CELTA maybe in the near future. So just to be clear, this is a study group. It's going to be for 40 minutes. It's not a lecture or webinar, but it is a study group introduction to what I'm planning, what we're going to do in the future. So everyone wants to improve writing, absolutely. And to improve your writing, you need to know the English punctuation, and you need to be good at grammar. All right, you need to be good at grammar, complex sentences, and so many things. When you're good at grammar and good at English punctuation, now it comes to the style of writing. What are you going to write? Are you going to write essays or short paragraphs or novels or emails, or what exactly you're going to write? And are you going to write to your friend or to your professor? Are you going to write formally or informally? So here comes a variety of things that you need to do. And in this case, I asked some teachers who took CELTA or who had done CELTA, teaching English to adults all over the world. It's very famous and common. So I told them what kind of writing is actually there. Is it general or academic? Some told me general, but what he meant by that is you can write, but formally, all right? Don't use contractions in your writing, like I am. You should use I am, for example. This is for formal English. You need to consider the outlines, the spaces, the English punctuation, the grammar you're using. Some told me it's academic, so you need to use academic English words. Some told me you need to be neutral. All right, you can use academic English words, and sometimes you can use general English words. So I told myself, why not making a group on Zoom? This group is going to be a regular group. It could be every day, could be every 2 days. It depends on the people that they're going to participate in this group. This group is active, meaning that I'm not only the person who speaks, but everyone is going to speak if he or she wishes to do that. This group is for English teachers, not for people who want to learn academic English writing. It's for people who want to learn and teach at the same time. Because if you're here just to learn, then you are a student, you're not a teacher. So if you're a teacher, then you're gonna learn with me. We're gonna use a book called Bailey. I'm going to provide the book on my Facebook profile. This is PDF book. I'm gonna share it with you guys right now just to see what it looks like. It has everything you need about academic English writing, very good introduction, and very good, here's the book. Academic Writing, Handbook for International Students by Stephen Bailey, 2nd edition. So what we're going to do as a teacher, I'm going to study and summarize and make a PowerPoint file explaining something that I understand from this reference or from this book. So everyone in this group, you must fill out this form to give me your email on Zoom, so that every time I want to make a group, I'll invite you directly through your email. All right, I will invite you directly to this group through your email. And this is the idea, all right, why I want to make a group on Zoom. So everybody, please pick up the mic and tell me about yourselves first before we start What are you going to do today? So we have iPhone 7 Plus. Do you know what name is this book? Are you there? iPhone 7 Plus. iPhone 7. Yeah. Do you have a name? Could you introduce yourself, please? Quickly, because we don't have much time today. Just 40 minutes. If you have any problem with your microphone, no problem. How about you, Mr. Bakri? You there? Oh, you can use the chat box, by the way. Okay, Mr. Ahmed Hassan. Okay, Mr. Bakri. I'm here, but I don't know how. Your mic, iPhone 7 Plus, is actually not muted. You can activate the mic by clicking on Alt-A if you're using your laptop, or you can just speak. Your microphone open. Oh, I'm Abdullah. Okay. Are you all English teachers? English first language or foreign language teacher? All right. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, the iftar in Egypt is going to be after 1 hour and 20 minutes, I think. There's difference between Saudi Arabia and Egypt, about 1 hour. Yes. So anyway, we are having 40 minutes, so no problem there. So I'm going to give you guys a link to write your emails on Zoom, and then I'm going to add you to Zoom channel, so that every time we make a group, I can just invite you directly to that group. So I'm going to give you a link. Just what you need to do is to click on this link and join. Just write your email. Thank you, Mr. Hyson. But actually, I have not got Celta yet. I wish. I just got TESOL, and maybe in the near future, I'm going to have Celta. Okay. So you can click on the link and write your emails. Okay. Now I shall start open my PowerPoint file. What are you going to do? We are going to say in the group, we need to have a group on Zoom. This is a Zoom group channel, not just a webinar session like this, but it should be a group. We're going to say, for example, Mr. Zaki is going to study a part of the book, 1 page, 2 pages, 3 pages, okay? And he is going to summarize what he understood, and he is going to make a PowerPoint file to explain what he understood to us. The next turn, everybody is going to study another part and the same idea. So we finish the book by like a month. Okay, by a month we can finish this book and practice. This is actually a practical book. It has questions and also it has answers. So you don't need to have a teacher to explain how it goes. We only need to discuss the answers and think about the questions. So the book has questions and answers. Answers at the end. Okay. So we're going to study the book. We're going to present what we understood, and then we're going to have exercises, and you have the answers for the exercises. But the exercises are made to, to think, let you think a little bit about the academic English writing. Academic English writing is very important for anybody, even doctors, professors. Anybody wishes to have academic IELTS. Those who want to study abroad, definitely they need to study academic English writing. Those who want to study IELTS or any international English exam, they have 2 types usually, academic and general. General for people who want to emigrate, and academic for those who want to study. Okay, so academic is absolutely useful. I'm going to share my PowerPoint file. I read some part of the book, actually about 18 pages of the book, and I'm gonna tell you what I understood from the book. It's not a right or wrong answer, but it is what I understand from the book. You may study it and understand something else, for example, or you may understand better. Why not? This is why we make this group. It's not only one person working, but many. So this is very useful, encouraging each other to study and to practice and to learn and to improve our academic English writing. And maybe later on, when you understand everything, you can teach it to your students. So that's why this group is for teachers, not students. All right, I'm gonna share now. I thought of what language should be spoken, Arabic, should I speak in Arabic or in English? But I thought that since we're English teachers, we should speak English. And if you are going to do CELTA, you're actually going to speak English only. So it's like a practice, and I like to practice English. So the writing process. Writing foundations. Background to write. These things are found in the book. Avoiding plagiarism, from titles to outlines. Reading and note making. Evaluating texts. These things are you're going to learn in the reference. Understanding purpose and register. Selecting key points, note making, paraphrasing, summary, writing, combining sources, writing stages, planning essays, organizing paragraphs, the main body, introductions, conclusions, rewriting and proofreading. Elements of writing. These are the elements of writing. Starts from argument, cause and effect, cohesion, comparison, definitions, discussion, examples, generalizations, numbers, opening paragraphs, references, and quotations, restatement, repetition, and all this. Accuracy in writing. You need to understand, I told you, the English grammar, academic vocabulary, adverbs, articles, caution, and so many things, preposition, and all this. Writing models. You're going to write formal letters, CVs, reporting and designing surveys, taking ideas from sources, comparison essay, discussion essay. In the first part, the writing process, it guides you to students from the initial stage of understanding the essay title through the note making and paraphrasing to organization of the essay and finally the proof reading. Elements of writing deals with the skills that are needed for most types of assignments, such as making comparisons and giving examples and describing graphs. Part 3, accuracy and writing, gives remedial practice in those areas that students often find confusing, such as using articles, passives, and prepositions. Writing models, the essays and so many things. The writing process. The process of writing essays for coursework can be shown as a flowchart like this. Understand essay title requirement, assess reading texts, select relevant areas, combine a variety of sources, select suitable structure for essay, make a plan, organize and write body, main body, introduction and conclusion, and final proofreading. First part, background to writing. We have many types of actually writing. We have letter, purpose, for formal and informal communication. Length, usually fewer than 500 words. Notes, to record or reading lectures. This is, when you have course in universities, that's fine. No specific lengths. Report, from 1,000 to 2,000 words to describe something a student has conducted, for example, experiment, survey, project, Research conducted either individually or in group on object subject chosen by students. This is from 1,000 to 3,000. Essay from 1,000 to 5,000. Piece of writing used to assess coursework, subject chosen by teacher. Thesis and dissertation, a long piece of writing on subject chosen by student, or final assessment in master's or PhD degree. Wow, that's a lot of work, from 30,000 to 70,000 words. Article on paper, writing published in academic journal, from 5,000 to 10,000. So all these things are found in the reference we're going to study. Organizing of texts. Explain the following terms in italics. Shorter texts, usually essays, are normally organized like this. You have the introduction, the beginning. In the middle, you have the main body of the paragraph. And at the end of the text, you have conclusion. Longer texts, dissertations, and articles may include depending on the subject. They are like this: abstract, contents, introductions, main body, case study, discussion, findings, conclusions, acknowledgements, bibliography, references, appendices. Books may also contain dedication, forward, preface, index. This is, the way you write a different thing, from essays to articles to books. Okay, this is exercise. You're going to tell me, is this abstract, acknowledgements, case study, appendix, bibliography, or preface, or index? Short summary, 100 to 200 words of the writer, purpose, and findings. You're gonna match these definitions to the words that you see on the screen. I'll try to follow the chat. So if you're here, please be with me. Final part where extra data, too detailed for the main text, are stored. What is that called? Is it abstract? Is it acknowledgements? Is it case study? Okay, the first one I just answered. Short summary from 100 to 200 words of the writer's purpose and findings. This is called abstract. So I want you to think about these three. Think for a moment or two. Tell me I, for example, we have answered I is an abstract. Double I, you tell me what is that? Triple and IV. By the way, this is also formal when you write I, double I, triple I, IV. This Latin order. Instead of 1, 2, 3 or ABC, you just say the Latin order. So what do you think? You can use the chat box to think about it. Use abstract, acknowledgements, case study, appendix, bibliography, preface, index. The second one is acknowledgements. Section where various people who assisted the writer are thanked. This is the area where you acknowledge someone. Say, I thank Dr. Muhammad because he, and so on. You thank the person who helped you in the project. This is, you put it, if you make a book, you put it in the acknowledgement. 1 page for acknowledgement, 1 page for abstract. Final part where extra data, too detailed for the main text, are stored. What is that called? Appendix. Appendix. List of all the books that the writer has consulted. Bibliography. Sorry if I'm not saying it right. Bibliography. Section looking at a particular example relevant to the main topic. This is called case study. Section of your book looking at a particular example relevant to the main topic. This is called case study. Introductory part of the book, which may give the writers motives or idea about what this is about. What do you think? We have abstract, acknowledgement, appendix, and this, and case study. What is left? We have one left. Preface. So in the preface, this is a page of your book where introductory part of the book which may give the writer's motives. Alphabetical list of all the topics in the text. What is that called? Index. Other text features, abbreviations, are often used to save space. So if you're writing, we understand in English that we don't want to repeat the noun. Instead, we use pronoun, okay? But we only use the noun in the beginning, then the coming paragraphs, we use the pronoun if possible. But what if the idea changed? Then we can use a noun again and use another pronoun. But if you're going to repeat the same noun in all your book, you don't need to write it call centers all the time. All right. So at the beginning, you just write call centers, and then you can abbreviate it by CCS. Okay. Then you can use CCS to talk about it in your paragraphs instead of writing call sentence, and so on. So this is a good way of abbreviation. Italics are when the word are a little bit, all right, have a degree, italics. They are in the Microsoft Word, okay? Looking like I in Microsoft Word. Italics are used to show titles and words from other languages. Title and words from other languages. Where one of the titles of Armchair Theater. So if you look here, Armchair Theater, this is, all right, italic. It's not like the other words. It has a little bit of degree. And the Wednesday play celebrated. Also, when you look at the words in italic, this means these are titles or maybe words from other languages. Footnotes. Footnotes are used to indicate references at the bottom of the page. In respect of Singapore, the consciousness is that the government has made a difference. End notes are given to show references at the end of the article or chapter. End notes, notes at the end. End of your article, end of your chapter. The market for masonry construction may be divided into housing and non-housing sectors. Why? This is a question. Why? Yes, sure. You just, for anybody who wants the book, you can fill out this form to receive the book and start to prepare your part to present. This is a question for all. You can use the chat box. Why are all texts divided into paragraphs, and how long are the paragraphs? So think about it. Why are all the texts divided into paragraphs, and how long are the paragraphs? Think about it. We have a few minutes. We have a text here, for example. This is investment. Most people want to invest, and then we have the first issue to consider is cross-reference risk. Then we have diversification. And then we have a further consideration is investor involvement. Some investors opt for higher degree of involvement and so on. What do you think? You have different ideas maybe? Or ideas linked to each other? The first issue, and then another thing, and then another thing, to develop the topic sentence. Yes, to link your ideas to the topic sentence, sub-sentences or subtopic sentences. So you have main idea you're talking about, and is investment. Then whatever you're gonna talk, try to relate it to the main topic as possible. So why are all the texts divided into paragraphs? Texts are divided into paragraphs to separate the main points and make them easier to read, the main points of the paragraphs. Because if you write everything without separation, people may be confused what exactly you want to tell me. What is the main idea you wanted to tell me about it? Paragraphs usually vary in length from 3 to 8 sentences. For example, paragraph 2, the first issue 2. Paragraph 3, number 3 of the text, it starts with diversification. So if you look in this text, the bolded, I just make it bolded. So the first paragraph, most people, until it's in most cases. The second paragraph, the first issue to consider. The third, diversification must be considered, and so on. The fourth paragraph, a further consideration, and so on. So I just make it bold to make it easier for you to recognize the different paragraphs. Okay. You can put a space. We have 10 minutes left. Okay. All right. Avoiding plagiarism. This is another topic. Yeah, we have 10 minutes and then we are going to finish. If you can wait. Okay. Avoiding plagiarism. Plagiarism means taking information or ideas from another writer and using them in your own work without acknowledging the source in an accepted manner. Like you write something, someone took your writing and said, hey, I write this. So this is not right, right? When I start this session, I told that this PowerPoint file is a summary, for example, of a reference. And I told you the name of the reference and how to get the reference. So in this case, I avoid plagiarism. But I cannot publish the book as my name. No, but you use it as citing sources to, teach others. That's fine. You can use books to teach your students, but you can never say this is my book. Okay? Avoid plagiarism. Good. Which of the following would be considered as plagiarism? A, not providing reference when you have used somebody's idea. B, copying a few sentences from an article on the internet without giving a reference. C, not giving a reference when you use commonly accepted ideas. For example, AIDS is a growing problem. D, giving the reference but not using quotation marks when you take a sentence from another writer's article. E, taking a paragraph from a classmate's essay without giving a reference that you took this paragraph from your friend. Presenting the results of your own research. Which one of the following would be considered as plagiarism? You have the chat box, think about it. You have 1 minute or two, and write which one of, you can just write A, B, C, or B and C, C and D. So think about it. You have 1 minute or two, and then write which one of the following would be considered as plagiarism. Not providing a reference when you have used someone's idea. Copying a few sentences from an article on the internet without giving a reference. Not giving a reference when you use commonly accepted ideas. For example, AIDS is a growing problem. Giving the reference but not using a quotation mark or quotation marks when you take a sentence from another writer's article. Taking a paragraph from a classmate's essay without giving a reference. Presenting the results of your own research. Think again, it's not all of them. Not all of them. Okay, Abdullah, it's not all of them. Think about it carefully. Okay, you said A, not providing a reference when you have used somebody's idea. This is absolutely, yes, it's a plagiarism. What else? What else is plagiarism? We have 5 minutes to finish. Okay, here's the answers. The answers are A, B, D, and E. A, B, D, and E are plagiarism. So A is not providing a reference when you have used someone's idea. This is absolutely a plagiarism. B, copying a few sentences from an article on the internet without giving a reference. So you might think it's an article, it's the internet, all right? But it's not like that. It's not like that. This is ideas, and internet and topics, just like books. Deal with them as books. You copy something without reference, this is absolutely plagiarism. D, not giving a reference when you use commonly accepted, D, giving the reference but not using quotation marks when you take a sentence from another writer's article. We know in English that we use the quotation marks to say that these things are not mine. These belong to someone else. And quotation marks are used commonly in direct or indirect speech. Okay? When you say he told me, he asked me, he told me, he said, comma, I want to tell you, all right? So he said, comma, I wanted to, all this quotation mark means that these are not your own words. These words belong to someone else. So if you use words that belong to someone else that not yours, without quotation mark, the reader might think that you actually, all right, these ideas belong to you. So if you don't use quotation marks, okay, the reader might think that you are the owner or the author of this book. But when you use quotation marks, the reader understands that when you tell them something, that this something does not belong to you, but someone else. E, taking a paragraph from a classmate's essay without giving a reference. Same idea as taking something from the internet without giving a reference. Okay, citation. We call it citation. You need to cite the reference. Give them, you know, what they deserve. So A, B, D, and E are plagiarism. C. How about C? Not given a reference when you use commonly accepted ideas. AIDS is a growing problem. So this means that this problem that we all know it's a problem. It's not a new idea. It's not something invented. It's not technology. It's not movies. It's not something that, you know, it's like fact. We all know about it. Okay? All right, so C, there's no problem with C. F, presenting the results of your own research, of course. It's your own research, so presenting the results or conclusion, so it's no problem. It's not considered a plagiarism. To avoid plagiarism and also to save having lengthy quotations in your work, it is necessary to paraphrase and summarize the original. Instead of this, students sometimes hope that changing a few words of the original will avoid charges of plagiarism. Clearly, you are not expected to alter every word of the original text, but your summary must be substantially different from the original. Okay? So to this, I end my presentation. I thank you for attending this. We have about 30 seconds and the Zoom will be off. So if you want to be a regular teacher with us in this group, write your email on Zoom onto this link. Okay, I'm going to add you and thank you for being here. And in the group chat, we're going to discuss what we're going to do next. Thank you again and goodbye.